Hello everybody, I'm Alec, Alger the SideQuest Gamer here. Remember when I reviewed Oddworld Adventures for the original Game Boy? Well, today I am going to follow up that review with Oddworld Adventures 2 for the Game Boy Color. Now the question is it an improved sequel or even worse than the first Oddworld Adventures?
So how much better is Oddworld Adventures 2, you may ask? Previously, I gave Oddworld Adventures 1 the score of 63 out of 100, meaning that it was okay. It was a watered-down port of Oddworld Abe's Odyssey that didn't even have Abe even enter Rupture Farms, unlike its console counterpart. And the story highly deviated from its source material. Not to mention that you don't save any Mudokon slaves in the game, which destroyed the theme that the PS1 version was trying to establish, which was anti-commercialism. But it was nonetheless playable, and everything for the most part worked, except for the unfair enemy placement. If you haven't seen my review of Oddworld Adventures for the Game Boy, click on the annotation at the center of the screen to see it. Now here's the question. Is Oddworld Adventures 2 for the Game Boy Color any good? I would say that it's not even close to the excellent Abe's Exodus for the PS1, for which it was based off. But the good news is that every negative aspect of the first game has been corrected for the second. This port was released in 1999 for the Game Boy Color. Like I said, it's based off Oddworld Abe's Exodus for the PS1. This time the game has colored graphics, and you do get to rescue Mudokon slaves. But instead of rescuing 150 plus Mudokons like in Abe's Exodus, you instead rescue 30. Now that's completely understandable given the Game Boy Color's limitations. And the rescuing of Mudokons is still optional, but in Abe's Exodus, you had to rescue a minimum of 150 Mudokons to get the good ending. For this port, I'm not even sure if there's multiple endings. One thing worth noting is that the game likes to hide some of the Mudokons. Like what would appear to be an impassable wall is actually a wall with a crawl space underneath, and on the other side are the two unassuming Mudokons working. It gets annoying, but knowing that it's completely optional, I'm not going to be too hard on that aspect. The enemy Paramites and Sligs return, but this game introduces a new menace, the evil Scrabs. They impede your movement, and if they touch you for too long, you will be swallowed. Now, why would these buggers be a menace? Because they can grapple onto ledges you jump on, so while you're laughing at the landborne enemies from the ledge, it will latch onto the ledge just to wipe that smile off your face and make you run for it. I have to say that the programmers probably knew that these annoying enemies would be, well, annoying. So they're like, let's make them even more annoying. As a result, Oddworld Adventures 2 was out. The level design has also improved. There's now a second layer of the screen that the protagonist Abe can go into. But given the handheld's limitations, they probably program new sprites that resemble Abe and the objects and make them small to give the illusion of distance. Instead of the goal of simply lighting the torches, your goal is to break all these padlock-looking devices to reveal a lantern. In order to complete a level, you have to break all of the padlock devices and reveal all of the lanterns to unlock a door that serves as the exit of the level. Complete 4 levels to open a 5th door that leads to a new set of levels set in a new part of Necrum. The story is exactly the same as Oddworld Abe's Exodus, where shortly after Abe escapes the meat processing plant, Rupture Farms, Abe receives a vision from the Mudokon spirits that Necrum was taken over by a Soulstream brewery, and they use blind Mudokon slaves to mine out the bones of the dead Mudokons, since Necrum used to serve as an ancestral burial ground. The Gluckin capitalists are using the bones as the main ingredient for the Soulstream beer. That is a highly addictive substance as a result, and they're getting Mudokons to drink them for dependence on it. And dependence equals control, and the relationship of the Mudokon slaves and the capitalistic Gluckins grows more cruel. So Abe decides to liberate the Mudokon slaves and to permanently shut down the Soulstream brewery so that the Mudokons can reclaim their ancestral burial grounds. The graphics are in color, but the color palette is a fair helping of muddy textures to colorless graphics, especially on the second set of levels. It's 1999 and even Abe himself looks like a green stick figure with an 1880s Chinese male hairstyle.
Am I being harsh by saying that the graphics in the game are subpar? No, the following list of games for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color have better graphics than Oddworld Adventures 2. Need I go on? No? Then I guess I've made my point to the challengers of my bold claim.
The game still uses a now 6-year outdated system of resuming your game. Passwords. All the games I mentioned earlier have a save system. Oddworld Adventures 2 still has the passwords. I know it's a minor criticism, but it's like, get with the times already. I mean, we threw out our notepads for a reason, especially since the Game Boy Color promised to be more than just a colored Game Boy. I'm not blaming Nintendo or anyone, but this game only has 18 plus levels, so there's again no excuse. The music can be rather dull and mediocre at best, still forgettable, and the sound effects are not that much better. Unlike the console counterpart, the music does not contribute to the atmosphere to the game. Look, I don't expect Oddworld Adventures 2 to be a masterful port, but I at least want to see some effort put into it. I mean, Resident Evil Gaiden may have been lackluster, but you could tell that the programmers made an effort to work around the limitations of the handheld. Compared to the first game, the controls are much better, since now you can just tap the select button to sneak and stay in sneak mode. Jumping and climbing is the same as the first game, but holding A while pressing up, down, left, or right allows you to talk to other Mudokons you encounter. And A plus up means hello, A plus down means get to work, A plus right means follow me, and A plus left means stay in position. When near a circle of warp birds, hold select when a Mudokon is nearby or following you to have the warp birds open a portal and the Mudokons nearby can escape into the portal. This is a real nice touch, and this is as close to identical as the Game Boy controls are going to get to the PS1 Oddworld controls. Overall, I would give this game a 68 out of 100. It's still mediocre at best, but definitely an improvement to the first Oddworld Adventures. And I can only recommend you pick this game up used, if it's this time $1.99. I still recommend just getting the real version of Oddworld Apes Exodus, but as for this port, it's alright for what it is.
Thank you so much for watching the follow-up to my Oddworld Adventures review. Now for the comment question, what is your favorite Oddworld game? Do you like Abe's Odyssey? Abe's Exodus? Munch's Odyssey, or even the strange but interesting little side story, Stranger's Wrath? Or do you fancy yourself the Oddworld New and Tasty for the PlayStation Network? Now remember, there is no right answer, so please don't be a conformist. Thank you all for watching my 8th video game review. Have a fantastic day, and remember to stay awesome. Oh, and by the way, today is the release date of Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Are you going to get it as soon as possible? Did you already pre-order it? Or do you plan on getting it this Christmas? Or maybe sometime next year when the price drops? But knowing it's a Nintendo game, we know that's not going to happen anytime soon. Also post your thoughts on that in the comments section below. Alright, I won't take up any more of your time. Have a great day.